Hey tribe, Dawna here from Transformational Healing. And today I wanted to do our regular spiritual check-in, our chat with Dawna's live. I'm not sure, I was a little bit late in getting all my postings out today, so I'm not sure how many people will have show up. But I wanted to talk about some witchy self-care tips and dealing with stress and anxiety, checking in with all of you guys to see how you're doing and what's going on in your life right now. I set up a new space for me. I might not be here all the time and for recording videos or anything, but the space that I created was actually for my own self-care. So we'll chat a little bit about that. But if you are here or if you check in on the replay, let us know that you have stopped by. Tell us how you're doing and check in and see what is going on with all of you as well. Remember that you guys adding questions and putting in comments and stuff is how I actually decide what to do for a lot of my other videos and decide what to do for our check-ins as well. So if you have topics that you would love to see me cover on the channel or do blogs on the website or different things like that, definitely pop them in the comments and I will get back to you about that. So, this space that I created is a space for me to do some yoga in. There is, plenty of room upstairs in the living room, but then I'm doing yoga in the living room with everyone else watching me. So I decided to create a little space that I could get into to just be, for me to come and do some yoga or some meditation if I needed some quiet space and some quiet time. And speaking of quiet time, totally forgot to put the phone on silent and take out my meditation music that I was listening to. I had that on really quietly in my head and didn't even know it. That's really funny. It's how we get used to just listening to things and we don't even know we're paying attention to them. So when it comes to doing even just little things to take care of yourself, I think that that's really important to do. And when things can be really stressful, there's so many little tiny things that you can do to just add into that routine. Like I said, I just created a little tiny sanctuary space for myself to go into. It's down near my workspace, but it's not in my workspace and it's not up in the regular living area. So it's someplace that I can come to get a little bit of quiet or to put in the sound canceling earbuds and do some meditation in the space and to just feel a little bit more relaxed. Sometimes it's difficult to do the things that you want to do for your spiritual routine when you also have to consider the others that you live with and the others that are in your house, whether that's roommates or a partner or your children. Rachel's not here today, but in Rachel's case, her cats, there's so many things that she needs to do to be careful when she arranges things like altars or what plants that you need to have in if you have animals that might knock them over. Or if you have little kids that are going to get into some of the things that you want to have out. I know that that totally changed my lifestyle when I had the kids. Like everything around my living space was like herbs hanging on the walls and plants everywhere. And I was surrounded by so much stuff that it was just my whole little place was witchy. And then I had the kids and I had to rethink everything that I was putting out. Not putting an altar cloth on an altar, putting an altar up higher, not letting my athame be out on the altar, things like that. until they got older and could understand what those things were. But you still need to take that time for you. And as a mom or as a dad, as a parent, sometimes it gets harder to take that time for yourself. And so, I think that it's really important to do. So, squeezing in things like meditation or yoga or just some quiet time or some time to sit with your journal or sit with your oracle cards, to light a candle for a few minutes in a safe way. There's all sorts of things that you can do, but you need to sometimes go out of your way to create some sort of space that helps you to feel a little bit better. So that's why I created this little space for me to do yoga in. And now I'm currently sitting in the middle of it with a chair and a table and a microphone, and you guys are on a stool, with my whole entire laptop and a heater. So everything's in the middle of my space. That is work instead of my space, but we're going to figure that out. We'll kind of make it a place to be spiritually connected. And that's what I do for my lives. So I think that that's okay. Rachel is here for a couple seconds. She says she can't stay today, but she wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, I hope that you're enjoying some tea, and make sure that you take your self-care time for yourself later on today, Rachel. So, and I'm not going to actually show the whole entire space, but I made a new space for me to do yoga in. So I'm really excited. I got a new floor mat. I'm going to get a new yoga mat to go with my sticky mat. And I have some beautiful meditation cushions that I've gotten at Star and Splendor that I've been using upstairs, but now I'm really excited about having a little bit of private space to work in. So that's going to be cool. And I think that making that space for yourself, making that time for yourself, whatever it is that you're doing, is really, really vital and important, especially right now when people are getting stressed out. I'm having a lot of people write to me about the fact that they're feeling stressed out right now. So I'm reminding you to, the advice that I'm giving to everyone else is to just try to be more in the moment, to try to be mindful. That doesn't mean that you're not aware of the fact that bills are due and that things need to be happening and that you need to go, get groceries, or you need to stock up your pantry as much as possible right now, those sorts of things. Or that you need to, get the kids to school and to work. It doesn't mean that you're not paying attention to that routine and to that schedule, but you need to be trying to be more mindful of what you're doing at the moment, knowing that you do have these other things coming up, being aware of those. But part of your mindfulness could be you're planning for the day, but you're mindful at that moment that what you're doing at that moment is planning out the rest of your day or the rest of your week. But that's what you're focusing on. So you're focusing on really being in the moment that you're experiencing, and not letting yourself get stuck into the anxiety or the worry or the depression and those sorts of things, just to try to stay a little more mindful as much as possible. I have several videos on the channel about witchy self-care tips, things to do to help you feel better when you start to get sucked into that negative headspace. There's all sorts of wonderful meditations to help to pull you back to the now, to pull you back to a mindful place, to pull you back to a heart-centered place. Depending on what's going on, I'm sure that you can find them. There's also now 2 sleep meditations that, with the time change, will be really, really helpful for those of you guys that are having a little bit harder time falling asleep with the time change, or it just knocks your schedule off because the time is later. So if you usually go to bed at 8 o'clock, you're trying to go to bed at 8 o'clock and it's already saying it's 9 o'clock, like those sorts of things will shift around a little bit. So the sleep meditations are there for that if you need that. But I thought that today with the time change might be a little bit of a slower check-in, but I want to just do some encourage you to take care of yourself, encourage you to check in with the Transformational Healing Tribe Facebook group if you need some support. Check out some of those videos here on YouTube. I put in a link for the email tribe. We send out stuff several times a week with a theme for the week. This week's theme is actually health. So taking care of your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health to be a whole person. That's really vital and important. And I don't know, just to take care of you. So if you guys are checking in on the replay and you have things that are going on in your life, things that you're worried about, witchy things that you want to know about, herbal things, whether that's magic or medicinal that you're looking for information for, then let me know. And I will definitely reply to you in the comments, but also try to make other videos from those things. So I hope that you are having a good week. Take that time for yourself today. Go take a spiritual bath, go for a walk, do something just to do a little self-care for you. Or maybe, like me, you create a space in which you can do something that you've been putting off. I keep not doing my yoga, so I'm making a space for me to do it so that I can work around my own time schedule and not everyone else's. So many blessings, tribe, and we'll see you real soon.